Welcome everyone to the off season on Giants franchise. I'm very excited because this is honestly when I play franchise, this is probably my favorite part because you get to draft amazing talent, superstar X factors, superstar players, etc., etc. So, we're picking up where we left off after the Super Bowl. Again, congrats to us for that. We're gonna skip all these storylines because Madden and EA cannot make story-based games correctly. So we're just gonna skip it. Go to next week, which is officially the off season, and we are at the re-sign point for players. So Kayvon Thibodeau is gonna be first on the list for his fifth-year option. We are going to decline it because we want to resign him when he's cheap. Darius Slayton, honestly, I almost want to just re-sign him to trade him. So what we're gonna do is give him a 1-year deal, and so he wants a. Or actually, we'll see if we can fix this. So he wants a commitment, and I'm really not trying to do that with you. And he is back for a year. So Darius Slayton is back. Well, we're also going to reject the fifth-year option for Evan Neal. Evan Neal is trending upwards. We just have to keep developing him. But again, we also want to resign him when he's cheap. And then Aziz Ojulari, I think here it's the same thing again. We're going to re-sign him to trade him to move up in the draft. He's 20. Actually, he kind of doesn't have any type of value. So we're gonna let Aziz walk. Yeah, we're gonna let him walk. See what his value is in free agency, and then we'll go from there. Isaiah Hodgins. So he's basically Wan'Dale Robinson's backup. So we're gonna let Isaiah Hodgins walk. Isaiah Simmons, however, he definitely earned a contract. 3 years seems like the perfect number for me. And then he wants more bonus, so he wants more guaranteed money. I don't blame him. I'm going to offer him exactly what he's asking for. I'm actually going to up it by 1 just to see what it happens. And he is back. So Isaiah Simmons is back after having a good playoff run and a good Super Bowl. And then Jason Pinnock seems to be the last guy we are going to target. So we are going to need a lot of secondary help, but I'm planning on attacking that in the free agent class. Devin Culp, I will like to bring back, however, in free agency, as he has good speed for that tight end position. And then I think Micah McFadden's not in here, so he's still under contract. Micah McFadden is someone who I will like to sign. And then Jamie Gillen is leaving, so we're gonna have to. I did draft, or not. I haven't drafted a kicker, but I have scouted not a kicker, but a punter. But all right, so those are all our free agent signings in terms of the team, and we will sim to the free agent week 1. Who is here? Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper's in here, Paulson Adebo, Khalil Mack, Stephon Gilmore. So it's pretty much a lot of veterans. We'll look at corners. So Debo, Gilmore, Xavier Howard, Mike Hilton, Michael Carter the second, Dante Jackson, Isaiah Rogers Sr. So I'm going to get who I need down. I'll meet you guys after I finish doing that. So our first target will be Beckham, just for the storyline's sake. We will give him something small because I'm not trying to obviously waste too much money on him. So below half, but again, we're not trying to give Beckham too much. As you can see there on the top left, I put active negotiations as unlimited. For some reason, there's a bug in the game that makes it to where you will do 4 negotiations with 4 players, but it counts it as 5. And I can't up it to about 8, which is where I would put it. just for a cushion, I guess you could call it, in case that the game still bugs out and thinks that we have five, but we really only have four players negotiated with. So that's why I have it at unlimited, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna go ahead and give 20 players contracts. I'm not gonna do that. And then so Beckham will be the mentor player, bridge player. So we could honestly kind of only focus on him, to be honest, which is probably what we will end up doing. So that's the receiver taken care of. In terms of tight end, here we would also want a veteran. So I don't want to go too crazy with the money. So Devin Cope will really just be our fourth. And Devin Cope wants only under 3 mil. And yeah, we'll give him that. We'll down the bonus a little bit. There you go. So Devin Cope will be our second. So in terms of O linemen, the right side, the entire right side of the line needs work. And I am, of course, looking to fix that through the draft rather than signing guys. So it looks like we will skip out on the line for this free agency class. For defensive ends, however, all we need is just backups here. So honestly, we are going to try to go for Aziz again. There is one team, however, that has interest in him. And it looks like Aziz doesn't want to be here because, again, the scheme fit. But I will say he kind of wants a lot of money too. We'll see what that does, where it puts us. So Washington is the team who wants him. That is interesting. I'm kind of Aziz isn't really a backup. He's more of a bridge player, and he's 25, so he's young. We might have to withdraw our offer for him just because he wants 8 million and I'm not really trying to give him 8 million dollars. I would rather sign mentors at this point just as backups. We're going to go ahead and try to offer at Dante Fowler here. He does have the mentor tag, so that's going to help out with whoever needs a mentor, because I am looking towards signing, or not signing, drafting rookies in terms of defensive ends, so that we can start building for the future in that position. Because of course, I'm gonna have to be resigning Kayvon Thibodeau, and then very soon actually, and then also Brian Burns eventually. And in the case that I can't, or I just don't want to spend the money, I would rather get that over with in terms of building for the future. But we're gonna lower this to 5 mil and see if he would like to be here. There's not really anything for right end, so we would just have to sign someone else from this side of the line. And Mario Edwards Jr. seems like someone we can get. He wants less money, of course, and he wants 4 mil, but of course we will try to lowball him. That way we are not spending too much money. Now for defensive tackle, in terms of what we already have, we have pretty good depth. Actually, BJ Hill is not a bad option. Really, what we need at defensive tackle is a +2 to Dexter Lawrence. So Dexter Lawrence, of course, is a menace up the middle, but he doesn't have any help right beside him. So we need to get someone who is going to help him immediately. Now, there are some good rookies. As you guys can see here, I think this position is probably the most I have saved. But these are players that I am looking to get in the draft. As you guys can see here, just for an example, Jeremy McLeod is pretty well rounded in terms of his pass rushing. He has C finesse moves and B power moves. So that C finesse moves, we could get that up pretty quick, especially if he's going to be playing right beside Dexter Lawrence. And then Brian Brooks has B finesse moves and B power moves along with B block shedding. So this guy's basically a jack of all trades. So if anything, this guy is probably going to be a guy that I'm targeting in one of my early picks, as he has elite strength. I haven't checked these. I just saved who I would like to draft, so I will have to relook at the prospects again. But given that Brian Brooks seems to be good, honestly, here in free agency, we could just not touch defensive tackle. I was gonna sign a veteran, but we already have Nunez Roches on the team who has the mentor tag, so we would just keep it as is. In terms of the linebacker group, we are pretty well rounded. We do have Micah McFadden on the left outside linebacker position, so all we would need for him is a mentor. So I'm at middle linebacker because on the outside linebackers that are available, there's not that many players who are mentors, unfortunately. So what we're gonna do is go for Quan Alexander in the middle linebacker position, but we will move him to the left outside linebacker position, or whichever position takes coverage when I move it back to. Or actually, I'll do it now. All right, so I moved it back to the base 4-3, and which is crazy because we apparently have a full 100% scheme fit for everyone on the team on the defense, which I did not know that, but that's actually a pretty good thing to have. Regardless, though, so we're gonna go back in here, and we're gonna go to the linebackers again. And as far as I know, scheme fit for linebacker is going to be run stopper. Okay, so all we need is a run stopper veteran, which I'm pretty sure will be easier to find since it's actually that now. And it is not. So that is very unfortunate. So we look back at middle linebackers. Actually, right outside linebackers, let's say Khalil Mack's a veteran. He is a mentor. I forgot to look at his. Well, he wants 21 mil. That's actually not gonna happen. So never mind. We're not gonna go for Khalil Mack. As you guys can see here, Eric Kendricks is a 79 overall run stopper, but it's putting him as field general scheme fit for us. So I think I will try to go for Eric Kendricks. I don't remember what he wanted, which is a lot of money in terms of what I'm trying to get here. So he does value financials, but that's too much money. We'll give him. I'm willing to give you more in terms of bonus, but not salary, if that's okay. One more mentor, which will be Kawan Alexander. I forgot about him. And honestly, we'll just put this down a little bit and we'll offer him essentially what he wants. So linebacker is taken care of. We're not really looking for one in terms of the draft, but I did look in the draft and there really isn't that many good linebackers in terms of starters. There are backups in terms of depth, but there isn't any type of starting caliber linebacker in the draft. Now, corner is a very sensitive topic, at least right now with the team. They are young, but they are just not good in terms of overall. So we're gonna get a veteran or mentor, I should say. I would go for Stephon Gilmore, but 7 million is a little too much. Bradley Roby is here with the mentor tag. He's really not going to play. He's really just here for that mentor tag. So we're gonna give him that. And then we will look for one more. We're going to try and target Michael Carter here at the second for that position on the secondary, who can come in and play immediately. He does want 6 mil, but I'm not really willing to give him that. I'm willing to give him 5 mil on the dot if he would like it. He does not like that. In terms of safety, so we do need a starter, but a backup is fine. All we have at the position currently is Dane Belton. And I forgot to sign Jason Pinnock. One team is interested in him. I forgot to sign him. I'm not sure if I skipped out on him on purpose because I do not remember, but he is someone who I wanted to re-sign or at least try at it. Someone is interested in him, so I will offer him a little more. And we'll see where we're at with that. We are above the Jets, so hopefully Jason Pinnock does come in. Strong safety, we are pretty good at. And then kicker, we are going to need a kicker eventually. However, I'm satisfied where we're at. We do need a punter, and Ryan Stonehouse seems to be the best one. And we'll give him what he wants, essentially. So we are good to go. This is your free agency class here. I've spent a little more than I wanted to. I wanted to have a budget now no more than below 20 million. We are at 12 million left over. And I think I could kind of skip out on some of these guys, honestly. Michael Carter, we do need. Odell Beckham. What did I offer him? I mean, no one's interested in him, so it's kind of like we can kind of lowball him. I mean, he has no type of leverage. He wants 8 million essentially. We'll give him 5. He does not like that one bit, but it's not like he has any choice. Well, he does have a choice, but no one's looking for him. Kwan Alexander, I do want. In terms of the defensive end, we could go without Mario Edwards, honestly. We will go ahead and eval our offers, see who signs. Jason Pinnock is the only one who signs currently. Ryan Stonehouse has the Buccaneers looking at him. Michael Carter has a lot of people looking at him now. That is not a good thing for us because that means we need to offer up more money. Everyone else, however, has no one on them. So Michael Carter, we will have to offer a little bit more. All right, so with Michael Carter here, since he does want commitment in terms of a 3-year deal, we are going to down the bonus a little bit and up the salary. I'm looking to give him essentially what he wants, and that is a little bit up. I think we're still behind. We're behind by a lot. I mean, if Michael Carter doesn't want to sign, that's fine. That's up to him. We do have to look for a different option, however. But I do like speed at my corner position. J.C. Jackson is here. He doesn't seem like a bad option. He definitely is a bridge player. And he only wants a 1-year deal. He doesn't want any type of commitment. So we will offer him something here. We're going to offer him 4 on the dot. He doesn't like that one bit, but again, aren't being targeted by anybody. So we're still good on everyone except Michael Carter. I'm actually in first place now. So I guess he doesn't like that. I went ahead and went for JC Jackson, but we'll see who likes to be here. Michael Carter, again, is holding out. We'll see who we sign. We signed Ryan Stonehouse. So now he will be our punter for the year. And Kwan Alexander is well signed. So we do have our middle linebacker there. And we would do our one more eval period. Do we have J.C. Jackson here still? We do. And let's see who signed. Nobody. So Michael Carter ends up going to the Buccaneers. So he will be the Buccaneers' new cornerback. And J.C. Jackson is being targeted by the Chargers. So we're not going to let that happen. We're going to bump up the signing bonus a little bit more. He still does not like that. So the Chargers are, for whatever reason, dumping a bag on this guy. We're going to go back to that, see if he likes that. I mean, are you kidding me, man? How much are the Chargers dropping on him? So now we have to look for a different option. As Bradley Roby's being stubborn, he doesn't want to sign here. This pains me to say, man, but it seems like Avonte Maddox is probably our best option if J.C. Jackson decides to go to the Chargers, which it's looking like that's going to happen. He also just wants a 1-year deal, so we will go ahead and give him that, offer him. So we were going to decline our J.C. Jackson deal, as J.C. Jackson is... he's somehow going to get a bag from the Chargers. And we're going to send to the second week of free agency. And Avonte Maddox ended up signing, so we have him. Thankfully, we declined the deal on J.C. Jackson, and he ended up going to the Chargers. I was not, how much did he? I want to see how much they paid him. So they gave him about what I offered, basically. But I think I offered more salary, so I think that's what made him a little upset with my deal. So Beckham is still here. Everyone is still here that we offered. We're gonna go ahead and eval again. We end up getting Bradley Roby and Devin Culp. So Devin Culp is back. Bradley Roby is our new addition to the team. Welcome to him. And we have Odell Beckham and Fowler still being stubborn. Fowler signed with us, so we have Fowler now. Odell Beckham is still stubborn. We will see what happens in week 3. All right, so last week of the free agency period, Odell Beckham is still being stubborn, and we're going to go ahead and eval offer. If he does not sign here, we will go ahead and he ended up signing, so there you go. Odell Beckham is back in the big blue jersey. We're going to fix his number because 87 is not his number at all. We'll give him number 9. I can't remember who's wearing number 3. Oh, it's Deontay Banks. So he won't have number 3. He'll have number 9 with us. And yeah, so that is our free agency class, guys. Pretty lackluster in terms of the moves. Not exciting moves. But again, we are looking to build off the draft as well as keep everyone who we had in that Super Bowl win, as we don't really have an option. And then we also have big signings coming up next season. So we kind of just have to roll with what we got right now. Now, for the prospects, now this is obviously the most exciting part of the offseason. Like I said at the beginning, this is where you make your amazing team, your bread and butter, basically. So, really quick, I'm going to go through it quickly so we can get to the draft. For QB, I'm not really looking for a QB, so to speak. However, if there is one available, we will take him. Mainly who I'm looking at is Peyton Walker out of SMU. He has an elite throw or arm. However, he's not the scrambling type. He will be a pocket type of QB. His accuracy is pretty decent, as he will only be a backup, of course. The reason I am not too worried about QB is obviously because we have Jones still under contract, and then we also have Tommy DeVito as the backup. So if we can't get a backup here, then that's completely fine. Running back, I have only one favorited, and his name is Tyrone Rush. The reason for that is he is a power back at 225 pounds at 5'10" from Maryland, and he has elite strength. And the last time I drafted an elite strength running back running power back was, I think, in Madden 23, I think. But obviously I wasn't making videos back then. But as you could see, his carrying is an A, his stiff arms an A, trucking A, ball carrier vision A, break tackles is a B, and then his receiving traits along with elusive traits are C to F. However, that's completely fine, because what I would like with this guy is a 1-2 punch with either Singletary or Tyrone Tracy Jr., as Tyrone Tracy Jr. will be a second-year man in the upcoming season, but he is an elusive back, not a power back. We also have Eric Gray, but Eric Gray, I think, is around 25 now or 26. So obviously he is probably not in our future. Now for fullback, I have Jelani Wilson. He is a blocking fullback, of course. His speed is great at 4.73 at the combine. And as you can see, his blocking is pretty much A's and B's. So he will be our fullback of the future. For wide receiver, again, like QB, I'm not really looking for a receiver. We pretty much have what we need in Wandale, Neighbors, and Jalen Hyatt. I am planning on trading Slayton to move up in the draft. If it has to come to it, though, I probably will trade up with Jalen Hyatt rather than Slayton, as Jalen Hyatt isn't really that good of a route runner. and that's really his only issue keeping him from being safe on the team in terms of being traded. However, here we have Kirk Chancellor, who's mainly a slot guy, and then we have Sermons, who's more of a person I am looking to have. He ran a 4.42 at the combine. He has elite strength, elite jumping. He is 6'2" at 232 pounds. His releases is at a B, deep is a B, short route running is a B, and then his medium is C to F. But given that he has good deep route running, his medium probably isn't going to be that big of a deal when we end up playing with him. So he is one of the options at receiver if we look to go there. And then late in the draft will be Devin Stecker, who is most likely going to be a tight end rather than a receiver. He is standing at 6'9" at 223 pounds. His physicals are decent, but then his skills, just to me at least, scream tight end. So he would be a tight end from receiver. And speaking of tight end, I do have some tight ends saved. Donovan Compton is probably, I don't think he is a generational talent, but he is an amazing prospect at tight end. But most likely we won't even be able to get him, so I'm not really focused on him. Stephen Palmer is another guy that we probably won't be able to get. He does have elite agility, elite strength, and everything else is good to great. His route running is pretty decent. We only know his medium, but as long as I would say his short is fine. His deep probably isn't going to matter. And on top of that, we have Theo Johnson. So at tight end, we're mainly looking for a backup. Glenn Borden is probably that backup, as he is a possession type of tight end. So at the end of the day, he could be the opposite from Theo. He could be that possession blocking type of tight end. After that, we have Landry Stokes as a vertical threat. Again, he could be a backup to Theo Johnson with good deep route running, C medium route, and then most likely his short route is probably C. And then his blocking skills are pretty much C to F. So you could only assume that probably most of them are C's. If they're all D's, then we're definitely not going to look his way to draft him. And then late in the draft on day 3, we have Shane Heitman. I mean, he's a true backup. Not much to speak of him. If we do draft him, he'll essentially be a backup. Now, on the O-line, of course, we have to fix center, right guard, and right tackle. For left tackle, though, whoever we draft here, if we end up drafting anybody, he is going to be moved to the right tackle position because we, of course, have Andrew Thomas at the left tackle. Ricky Green is a round 1 projection, as his specialty is, of course, pass blocking. For me, in terms of the line, I will like pass blocking over run blocking. Run blocking is something we can work on as they develop. Pass blocking is what we're going to be doing the most of, so it is why I prefer that at the end of the day. And then for Tyrone Humphrey, he's projected to go in the first round. However, his talent is second to third round type of talent. And of course, as you can see, he has the F graded at his injury, so he could probably be skipped out on by a lot of teams, actually. Probably by us as well, because of that injury. If you're not on the field, then you're pretty much useless, right? And then Ryan Wilbur is our third favorited left tackle, as he has good pass blocking as well, except for his C at pass blocking. He has good pass blocking for finesse and power. Or actually, his pass block finesse is C to F. So he's pretty much a power type of guy. So if there's a speed rusher on that right side of the field, he's probably screwed. But Ryan Wilbur is basically the prize if we miss out on Green, which is most likely what's going to happen. Now, at left guard, obviously, like I said, with the left tackle position, where if we draft a left guard, he will be moved to right guard. Todd Westbrook is projected to go in the first round, but he is a top 5 talent. He has elite strength, great speed, decent jumping, great change of direction, good agility, and great acceleration. As you can see, his specialty as well is pass blocking, but he can run block as well. So this is a guy that probably isn't going to end up at us, but he is a guy that we are probably going to end up taking if he is available. Anthony Allison is the second option at left guard if Westbrook is taken. As you can see, his specialty as well is pass blocking with a run block power, and then we don't know his other run block, but he does have A to B lead block, but his injury is D to F, which is not a good thing. I did not check Todd Westbrook's injury, which is B to C, so obviously he is the well-rounded pick. At center, I think I only have one. No, I have two, but the other one is projected to go undrafted. Ted Duggan is our first option. He's projected to go in the 3rd to 4th rounds. Again, his specialty is pass blocking, with C being his run blocking most likely. He does have A injury, so he kind of beats out the other two in that aspect. And then, like I mentioned, at the end of the draft, essentially, we have Alex Bush for the center position. I quickly glanced at him. He is not really good in terms of being athletic, but his skills, he has C to F for everything in terms of run blocking, but his pass blocking is pretty good, with most of them being A to Bs. So he could probably come in and probably either be our new center or our new right guard. And then speaking of right guard, I think I only have one here as well. Yep, I only have one, who is Joseph Grant. He is pretty good. He's going into day 3. He did not go to the combine or his pro day. He's a little athletic, and then with his skills being mainly all over the place, I'd say. His pass blocking is all right, with his run blocking as well being all right. So he would be a poor man's Todd Westbrook, basically. And then at right tackle, we do have 3 as far as I know. Yep, we have 3 here, with Lamar Jones being our first pick. He is an amazing athlete with a D pass block power, which I didn't see that at first. And then he has C to F injury, but he can kind of do it all. So obviously that projected 1 to 2 rounds is well deserved. Now, Donald Hitchcock here is projected to go in the 1st, but his talent wise is 2nd to 3, because I think his strength is poor. That's what's bringing him down a little bit. But he can also kind of do it all. His run block is at a B. However, for those speed rushers or quick, or not quick block shedders, but quick power rushers, he's probably going to struggle in that. His lead blocking is at a D and an F. So if he's the type to pull on a run play, it's probably not going to end well. But yeah, Donald Hitchcock would be our second option at right tackle. And then our third option here is Blake Gallagher. He is projected to go in the 2nd or 3rd round. He's a decent athlete, pretty much below average. But he is a good pass blocker, and then he pretty much just has C's on his run blocking. So he could be someone we draft later and put him either at, of course, right tackle or right guard rather than the center. Then at defensive ends, so the defensive ends in this draft class aren't that good, I will say. So most of these guys are going to end up being the backups. As you can see, he has poor speed, but I think this guy, he is a run stopper, so he's going to be lined up next to Dexter Lawrence if we end up drafting him. He does have D finesse moves, and C power moves. But what's intriguing me here is his block shedding, because it could be an A, and then his play recognition along with awareness are at a B. So his overall is probably going to be low 70s. And if he's going to be the second defensive tackle, he's going to develop pretty well. He's only 22, so he has a lot of time to develop. But he is our first option. And then AJ Kaysen is our second, as he is a speed rusher. He's a below average athlete, but he does have B finesse moves and C power moves. This guy, of course, will be a backup, straight up backup. He's pretty much depth, so nothing special there. And then Eric Douglas, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing as well with him. He has B finesse moves, C power moves, D block shedding, which is not ideal. But again, he would be just depth or just a backup. And then I think that's it for defensive end on the left side. For the right side, we have Trevor Dunn here, who is a speed rusher. He's a decent athlete, and then his skills, B finesse moves, so that's good to see, and then C power moves. So again, he would be a backup or just depth on the depth chart. We have Jamie Moon as the second option. He has power moves, A power moves, I should say, with poor strength. So I'm not sure how that works. But he has F block shedding. So he, again, will be a straight up backup. He's probably even worse than the others that I've shown just now. So he would, again, be depth. And then Ron Bennett would be, I think, our fourth option at this point. He's more of a project. If I had to explain him, he does have B finesse moves, so he's kind of good on his head start at his archetype. He has C everything else in terms of the big five, I guess. C power moves, C block shedding, C awareness, C play recognition. So he's probably going to be high 60s. So he would have to develop. So we would have to put him to focus on in the training. Next, we have Lee Hazel, who is a power rusher who has F block shedding. He's a decent athlete, but he has B power moves, B play recognition, B awareness, and then finesse moves. Honestly, if his finesse moves are a C, he is probably someone worth drafting, like way deep in the draft. He is projected to go undrafted, but the fact that he has B power moves and B awareness and play recognition, C finesse moves isn't that all that bad. That block shedding could just be upped by just running run stopper whenever we upgrade him. But yeah, that is defensive ends. Next we have is defensive tackle, and defensive tackles in this draft I'm really excited for because it's pretty much the only position I have mostly saved for most of the players in the draft, or for any position I should say. Dennis Sharp is the number one defensive tackle, as you can see. However, his talent is third round type of talent. As you can see here, his pass rushing moves are all C, and then his run stopping move is a C as well with block shedding. But his overall will be a little high because of the B awareness, B play recognition. But of course, he's not really someone we're looking for. He is only 21, so he could easily develop, especially with the amount of time he's going to be playing next to Dexter Lawrence if he does end up being drafted by us. Next, we have Ty Swinton, who is a pretty good athlete, elite acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, and everything else is either great or good. Skills, he has A finesse moves, and then A awareness, A play recognition with C power moves, C block shedding. So he's another project along with that other guy at defensive end. He's projected to go into the first round, but he is actually pretty good. I wouldn't mind having him on the team. He's at 287 pounds, so he's more of like a 3-4 type of defensive tackle. Next, we have Jeremy McLeod. who is a run stopper with elite strength. He has B power moves, B block shedding with C finesse moves. And then he has B on awareness and play recognition. He again would be a pretty good option at defensive tackle. Brian Brooks is my number one pick at defensive tackle with also elite strength. However, he has B finesse moves, B power moves, A play recognition, B awareness, and B block shedding. This guy is someone that I want to draft. His talent is round 1, and he's projected to go from round 1 to round 2. Terrell Mathis is next on the list. He's a decent athlete with B power moves, C finesse moves, and C block shedding. Of course, A and B for play recognition and awareness. He would be a decent option, but he is definitely not like the guy that we just saw. For our next option, it's Raymond Ward. I would say he's a little bit better than Terrell Mathis. But again, these two guys are no type of Brian Brooks, not even close. And then down the list, we have Deacon Cannon, who's actually pretty decent. He does have poor agility and decent change of direction. He's not that amazing of an athlete, but he does have elite strength, and he's more of a project to me. He does have C to F for injury, hit power, stamina, and pursuit, but he has C's everywhere else, so he's probably going to be either a 70 or a 69 overall if I had to bet on it. But he is projected to go undrafted, so he is definitely someone who I would pick up. Now, at linebackers, here I'm also looking for defensive ends, of course. Nate Taylor is the number 1 left outside linebacker. He does have B to D finesse moves along with power moves, so he's kind of a question mark. He's definitely no type of coverage linebacker, so we wouldn't be looking for coverage capabilities with him. We have Gavin Gardner here next, who is a speed rusher this time with A finesse moves and C power moves. He does have C block shedding, so that's kind of, at least for me, it's not alarming, but it's something that would kind of keep me from drafting him. If that was B, however, he would be more enticing, to be honest. Now we have Dustin, I would say Bowman, but he has A zone coverage and B to D man coverage. He also has B catching with B to D hit power. And if you guys were to ask me, he's pretty decent. I don't think I'd put him at any type of safety position, but he would definitely be a nice complement to Micah McFadden, who we've seen have amazing games when he has to make a play. And then Antoine Marion, he's projected to go in the 3rd to 4th round. He's an amazing athlete with A man coverage and A zone coverage, A to C zone coverage, I should say. But he is someone that I'm probably going to focus on just because of those traits right there, just those skills, and then him being a good athlete. This guy could be amazing if we end up picking him up. That is it for left outside linebacker. There are no good linebackers here, which was sad to see, because if I had to say, in my opinion, my favorite position on defense is linebacker, because if you get an elite linebacker, I mean, it basically shuts down almost the entire field in front of you. It's the way that I like to think about it. But for right outside linebacker, we have David Langham. We have him here as our first option. He is a run stopper. He has elite acceleration and elite speed. So that's what caught my eye. He has F finesse moves and D power moves, but his block shedding is mainly what we would be looking at. He does have C hit power, so he would kind of be a project because the position or his archetype is run stopper. However, his run stopping traits don't seem to be that good. Next, we have Dave Palumbo. who actually caught my eye because he is a zone or pass coverage type of linebacker who has great acceleration and elite speed. He has A to C for zone and man coverage, and then he has A pursuit, A awareness, along with C play recognition. So his overall will probably be, I mean, given his skills and then physicals, I mean, he'll probably be like a 74, 75, if I had to guess. But he is someone that I would also like to have. At cornerback, I think I only have three. Yep, I only have three here saved, which was really disappointing because, like I said, we do kind of need a little bit of help in the secondary. Not because of overall, but because. Oh, yeah, it is because of overall because the players are young that I currently have. But we have Geo Hawthorne here, who's projected to go in the first. His talent is first round worthy. However, he has B zone coverage, B man. He, however, is not that fast, as he is 6 foot, 200 pounds. He is 23 years old, so he is someone who is going to start immediately if drafted. Next, we have Tracy Irons, who is also 23. However, he's more quicker, as he ran a 4.3 at the combine, and then his strength is elite. However, his coverage skills, which is the reason he would ever get drafted, need work. So he is a bit of a project. So who knows? He probably has a good dev trait to help with that development. And then we have Tyrone Higgins as our third option here, who is projected to go in the first or second round. His talent is or does match that projection, as he has also elite strength with good speed and solid acceleration. He ran a 4.48 at the combine. He has B zone coverage with B man. D play recognition, so his overall is going to suffer a little bit. However, he has D to F injury, so that kind of obviously scares me. And then for free safety, we have Maurice Crawford, who is a hybrid type of free safety, who I actually like. He has B hit power with C block shedding, and then C to F in terms of his run stopping ability. He does have C to F injury, which is all right by me. I don't think my players get that injured, to be honest. It's mainly my offensive weapons who get injured. And then he has B to D man coverage with C zone. So he's someone who could definitely start over Dane Belton no matter what. And then Doug Bayless is basically a copy and paste of him. However, he has better run stopping ability, but he is also a hybrid safety. He is younger by 2 years. And then for strong safety, we have Rob LaRubio, who is an amazing, I got to repeat it, amazing strong safety. He's a decent athlete, almost above average, but his skills are amazing. He has B hit power, B coverage for zone and man, B tackle. His injury is D to F, but I don't think I would pass him up just because he has D to F injury. His projection is round 1 to 2, but he is someone who I would definitely try to draft to complement Tyler Nubin on the opposite side. Then we have Leonard Nash, who is essentially the poor man's version of LaRubio. I also love that name, LaRubio. It reminds me of the antagonist from the GTA 5 update for the island, for the, what is it, Cayo Perico? The guy's name in there is El Rubio, so that's what it reminds me of. And then for punter, we have Blaine Boone, who has A kick accuracy and elite kick power. So he would be immediately our kicker. He would not be our punter, as we got Ryan Stonehouse. But yeah, so those are the prospects. That is my draft board. We will sim the week because I think the next week is going to be private workouts. And they are. my intention here is to do backups. I mean, for D tackle, we know we're going Brian Brooks if he is there. And I mean, we couldn't even look at him anyway, as he's at 90%, so he's not even worth it. At linebacker, I mean, we know Bowman is going to be good. We know Antoine Marion is going to be good. These guys are just pass rushers. Palumbo is another coverage guy. The corners, I mean, they're not worth it. The safeties, we basically know what they are. So Glenn Borden will be one. We will also do Stephen Palmer. Joseph Grant, I think, was going to be our third option because he didn't even participate in any of the programs, either the combine or the pro day. All right, so we went ahead and focused on Palmer, Borden, and Joseph Grant to find out more about them, especially Joseph Grant, as he is probably going to be one of our draft picks. But we are ready to go for the NFL draft. And as you can see here, we do have the mock draft, the one that matters the most, as this is going to be the last one before the draft. 32, we have a defensive tackle being projected to us in Jeremy McLeod, but we are not going to go for him. We would end up going for Brian Brooks if that's the case. So with our number 32 pick, I am planning on going with Brian Brooks and then trading up early in the second for that safety we saw.
Every career starts as a dream.
And I've never seen this, so we'll let it go.
Someday you'll join the greats and line up next to them on the same field in the same league. That dream required incredible sacrifice just to even make it to this point. For the coaches and teams of this league, they dream of the right player that changes everything for their franchise. Tonight, those dreams collide. Welcome to Madden's NFL Draft.
They should have said welcome to the NFL draft instead of saying Madden. Anyway, we are getting started here. So we are going to go ahead and, or actually, should I do that? Because it's going to, is it going to do that cutscene every time? It is. Because I want to go to, screw it. I'm going to go to my pick. The Eagles do go Sermons, so we will be seeing him twice a year. And we are going to go Brian Brooks from USC, 320 pounds, 22 years old, round one talent. Welcome to the New York Giants. And we're going to let this one play out. I don't think I'll let it play out for all of my picks, but there he is. Brian Brooks, who is going to be complimentary to Dexter Lawrence. And that should be an amazing 1-2 punch for any type of offense. He was ranked number 20 in true value, and we got him at 32. He does have hidden development, 95 strength, 82 acceleration with 76 speed. And if you ask me, I mean, I can't be happier than that with that pick. I do get a sense that he does only have star development, however, just because of the other ratings that were there, they were pretty much yellow or red. Now, depending on who's here on the board, I'm actually going to take a picture of this so that I don't have to keep flipping through the menu. All right, guys, so we are going to try to trade Slayton here to get up in the first or in the second round to move up for that strong safety El Rubio. It's La Rubio, but I'm going to call him El Rubio. They cannot accept this trade because of cap casualty. So what we'll do is look for a player for $4 million to take up. We'll see if that goes through. That is not going to go through. We'll offer our second. So we're going to switch it up. The Panthers are just seeming too difficult for it. So we're going to go ahead and try the Patriots outright for their second. So we can offer them our second. All right. So we went ahead and traded with the Titans. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think we overpaid, but I also do think that El Rubio is gonna be amazing. So we went ahead and swapped second round picks with the Titans. We gave them our 2 sevens this year, so this draft, and then a fifth next year, and then a fourth in 2027. I think this is completely worth it, unless he gets taken right now, which would literally break my heart. And he doesn't. El Rubio is coming to New York. The projected number one to round two, or not number one, but round one, round two, hybrid safety at 225 pounds from Texas A&M with amazing skills and an amazing 40-yard dash. He is coming to New York. He was 33rd in true value, and we got him at 35. And he does have hidden development, 92 speed, 89 acceleration. Definitely worth the trade up. That is our second round. We go to the third round. So we do have Peyton Walker here, who is still available in the third round. We also have Devin Stecker, but he will be that tight end if we do end up drafting him. Landry Stokes is available, but he was not someone who we focused on. We do have Joseph Grant here, and he is projected to be 1 to 2 talent, at least the rounds. And we're going to take Joseph Grant here. No question about it. He will be our new right guard. He is ranked 35th in talent or in true value, and we drafted him at 96. And he does have hidden development as well. What a pick. And what a decision by me to focus on him. So we are here in the fourth round. Peyton Walker is still available. Heitman is still available. Alex Bush is here. Eric Douglas is here as well. Deacon Cannon is here. So we actually traded out of the pick for the fifth round with the LA Rams, and we're going to see what they end up picking here. There isn't anyone that I really ended up liking. They go with Jamar McDowell from Ohio State, the wide receiver. Mac Reed goes. I think Eric Douglas was one of them. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. So there goes my pick. I did not mean to do that. We ended up going with Peyton Walker. That's not who I wanted. But regardless, that's fine. So that was a screw up by me. We end up just moving on to our other pick in the fifth round. And we're going to go with Alex Bush. He is 270 in true value. We drafted him at 160. Normal development. He has 81 strength. I'm not going to say terrible pick, but definitely not a good one. And hopefully the D tackle is here. He is not, which is fine. We went with the offensive lineman, like I said earlier in the season. I do want to revamp this O-line as much as possible. Here we are going to take Jelani Wilson at pick number 32. And we're going to skip that cutscene. He is ranked 81 in true value, and we drafted him at, I think, 192. He does have hidden development as a fullback. So what a turnaround there. He is 23 years old, but good thing he is going to start immediately. And we are here in the first pick. We traded it with the Patriots, but we're going to go ahead and draft our punter. I don't want to lose him in free agency to, some random team. He is ranked number 1. That is crazy, but he does have 99 kick power. His accuracy is not shown. That is crazy that he is ranked number 1. But we will sim the rest of the draft. We will go with the draft recap. Oh my god, he is an 83 overall. Is he a generational punter? He is. He has 99 kick accuracy and 99 kick power. Unfortunately, he's not going to be playing punter. He is going to be playing kicker, not with number 10, I'll tell you that. We'll give him number 12 for now. Wow, he is the number 1 player in the class. That is crazy, man. But all right, so we will go ahead and show the rest of the league. So yeah, we got the number one pick in the draft. Todd Westbrook is a 79 overall. He is definitely going to be amazing. PJ Amos is 77. Walker 77. I'm really just trying to see. So Michael Sermons is 76 overall. He does have hidden development. We're going to take a look at what his hidden development is. And he has superstar. I'm not really going to regret who we drafted because I think that our draft pick was pretty good as he is a 75 overall. Defensive tackle Brian Brooks. So yeah, as you can see, he's literally on the cusp of being a 70 overall speed rusher. So he is definitely well rounded. I mean, he has 95 strength, man. He's going to be a beast. He is, of course, going to be next to Dexter Lawrence on the defensive line. We'll go back to our team. But yep, in the first round, we took Brian Brooks. In the second, we took El Rubio, who is a 74 overall. He is a safety, and he is a well-rounded safety at that. So he's going to be an amazing starter. He's going to develop pretty quick at 73 man coverage. And where is his zone coverage? At 76. I mean, he's going to be great. I am so happy with those two picks. In round 3, we took Joseph Grant, who is a 74 overall right guard. And he's right on the cusp as well as being a well-rounded offensive lineman. He probably will just play guard. And then I think it's the center we took. He will end up playing starting at center, I think. He's a 64 overall, but he is 21. And as long as we focus him in training and start him, he will develop pretty quick. Peyton Walker's that QB that I accidentally let the CPU take. His rating, he has 96 throw power. So as long as we focus him as well, I mean, he won't be that bad. I think what's bringing his overall down is his awareness. And then his secondary attributes, I mean, he's not fast. He's pretty much just a pocket quarterback, which is completely fine. But of course, we're the one playing, so we could always extend plays with him. Jelani Wilson is a 71 overall fullback with hidden development. So I am excited for that. And then in round 7, of course, we took Blaine Boone, the punter turned kicker now, at an 83 overall, which is crazy. But that is the draft, guys. I will update their equipment and everything. And then episode 1 of the season will be after this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are excited to see these guys play just as much as I am. And as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.